When you come down to think of it, a week does go by pretty fecking quickly, don't it, these days? Oh well, but this time, I've put a little bit more effort into this video. I already know this because I've done all the stuff beforehand, before recording. But anyway, here's Guy Ray Zero's intro. So hello everybody, welcome back. This is Rixxalight signing in, and so we are on to the next anime review letter G, or number G if you are weird like that. Basically, review number 7. So, today, as you saw by the intro, is Guy Ray Zero. This one actually surprised me because the intro, or not the intro song, I mean like, the first episodes also matched one of the last episodes, which is really, really phenomenal because how it started, I didn't read the fucking blurb again, God's sake. Right, when I get that up, I'll talk about this. So, the difference, what it's been before is like, the end of how it worked is that at the beginning of it showed some scenes where these two friends are fighting, which I didn't actually get this footage, which I should have done, unfortunately. It sees these two friends fighting, but at the very end of the anime as well, it shows you the exact same thing, which is actually pretty darn cool if you ask me, because what goes around comes around, basically, because it starts off like deep in the action, try and get you hooked into what you want to watch. So it's like, so it gets you all gripped, so you can watch it. But then it has like, it cuts into a flashback, which what I was going to originally say was, why did it start off with so much like fighting, and then start a flashback? But now I know why. It's because so they can get you hooked, and then you know all the backstory of what happened, and then it ends how it starts, and then it continues the story from there, which ended beautifully. But anyway, I've got the thing up here now. The Japanese Ministry of Defense has an anti-paranormal special forces group called the Paranormal Disaster Countermeasure Headquarters. They're the ones responsible to protect Japanese soil and its people from supernatural and paranormal events. However, things don't go so well in the other missions, which leads to intervention by the Ministry of Environment Supernatural Disaster Countermeasures Division after the PDCH has sustained large numbers of casualty battling demons. Now, that really doesn't cover what the anime is about, because as it is, these two friends, like this person's part of this group, as you say, which is called the PDCH, but she also has like a little adopted sister or something like that, or along those lines anyway, because she gets put into the family, also trains her up a bit. They become friends, and the little girl, or the new girl, gets attached to the... I don't know the names. I know the girl's name. So the main character here, who ends up being evil, is Yomi, and the little girl... Oh, fuck. I forgot your name. I had it up and everything. It was... Kagura. Kagura is the little girl who gets adopted into the family kind of thing. Like, wow. I've only just looked when it came out. But anyway, this time we're actually going to get a review because I watched it all. I watched it all before doing this because I got really interested into it. So, anyway, these two girls, Yomi and Kagura, Kagura the good girl, Yomi the bad girl, they form a bond of friendship, and towards the end they have to fight each other because Yomi ends up getting beaten in a battle with someone else. I didn't get her picture or something for her, so either way, you've got these two girls, they fight. And this is basically what it's all about, like these two friendships get torn apart because someone turns evil because she almost dies. As no saying, the matter fights for life, then she turns evil and starts killing off all the friends. So, this is what I liked about the anime, is because it had all the demons that I like, it had all the paranormal ghost zombies and all that shit. But there's a team of them. I don't know how many's in the team, I think there's about 8. So you've got Yomi, which you've got on screen now, I'm going to put them on now. You've got Yomi, who wields a sword, which, with the sword, there's nothing special about the sword apart from this one thing, that it summons a giant beast-like creature. I don't know if I got the picture with the beast, but you can see the fur in the background. We've got this big beast with her, which is her big pet. I forgot what she calls it, but that's what she has with the sword. And then you've got Kagura, who has another sword, but she has 2 swords. Not two, like, 2 different points, she has 2 different swords. So when she starts off, she meets this guy called Michael. Didn't get a picture of him. He's just like freaking near enough naked guy with a big white afro, kind of old, called Michael. And he creates a sword, which is like Is it the Queen's Rose from Devil May Cry 4? You know, where it like revs the sword, you can do that kind of thing, but in this case it uses a gun, I believe, or some powerful like that with Michael 12. And she uses that at first, but then Michael meets up with her again towards the end and says, I've made you a new weapon. It's called Michael 13. It's a little bit better than yours, more power, more superior. And that's where the gun comes in. So she has another samurai sword that has bullets built in. But from there, we've got the head of all community, of all this little group. I forgot her name, but she's wheelchair bound, just like Charles Xavier. But she has a little badass thing because one of her legs is not a leg; it's a fucking Gatling gun. It's like fucking shoots Yomi towards the end with a fucking giant gun. Doesn't kill her though, but spoilers. You'll probably guess that by now, but a like, big, massive fucking gun attached to her leg, just shooting down, which is quite fucking cool. Then you've got her assistant who helps her around by pushing the wheelchair. She has like a little tiny kunai with a big chain or like an invisible wire around it. If you've ever seen Hellsing Ultimate, like the butler has that like piano wire, the invisible wire. She has that essentially, but like a little kunai in there, which is quite fucking cool. Yeah, you've got this one guy. Is it Yokomori or something like that? I can't remember his name. I can't remember any of these names apart from Yomi and Kagura, because they're two, obviously, memorable names for this one, actually. But you've got this new guy, who is a love interest of Yomi, as well as... No, Yomi's got two love interests, this guy and Kagura. But Yomi and this guy are supposed to get married, but until she fucking gets wheelchair bound and can't actually speak. But, with that being said... there is a power that he has, because they're all control beasts. I forgot, well, there's no point mentioning that because it'll give too much spoilers away. But this guy has the power of ferrets, I must say. Well, they look like ferrets, like little fox things, because in a certain part of the anime, Yomi and this guy are facing one another. I'll just have like a little spit fight. Not a down to death fight when she was obviously good, having like a little argument. And then she summons a big beastie, while he summons a gazillion ferrets. I'm not fucking joking there. Hopefully you can see it in the picture that there's 1,000 ferrets or more in that fight, ready to fight for his disposal, which is quite cool. Then you've got, I think there's 4 more in the team. I believe there's a guy who has a fucking suitcase as a weapon. And inside the suitcase, there is, I didn't actually count, but there's, again... 1,000,000 holes, like a gun kind of thing, and it's got like it's basically a machine gun that you can just pick up and just like shoot at people through the briefcase, which is really, really, really fucking cool. I want one. That's all I can say about him. But then there's twins who are called Nabu. I remember these, but both called Nabu. They've got like little dots across their face, and they have like a high caliber rifle. They will have one each, and then towards the end, only one of them gets 2. Sad things happen halfway through, but I'm not going to mention what happens. I would rather you all go watch it yourself, because I thought this was phenomenal. I'll probably watch it again someday as well, because it was that good, but... Anyway, then you've got Nabu with the like high-powered rifle, and there's one other guy. I think I'm not forgetting anybody. I don't think I am. But this other guy, he's got pure white eyes, he's bald, or balding. Kind of like Luxord from Kingdom Hearts, but pure white eyes. And he's got like these giant braces on his arm, but when he activates the braces, he has like giant freaking drills, like swords, and they are fucking amazing. This is what I like about it. Like the weaponry's unique, probably not just like a little bit unique, but all the weaponry's unique. The storyline's pretty darn cool. I like how it starts, how it ends as well. It starts with Betrayal, it ends in Betrayal, like it just goes loops around, so you could carry on watching it round and round. And at the very end of it, it seems like there's more to tell of the story, but obviously the animation team could only make 12 episodes. So if they wanted to make more, they could have done, but it's obviously based off a manga, as we all know. So if you want to go see it, I would suggest going to watch this first, and then go read the manga, because there's obviously a lot more in the story that happens. Because you think a lot of people have died, but then half of them like still alive towards the end, so it's very confusing. But if you get the grips of it, you understand, then the manga can tell you more of it, which is quite fucking cool. So, that is all I could really say about the anime, because that's basically what I saw. I know I didn't give a good representation of it this time, but I think more plotting went around it this time, because for the past few times, because of Fafner, I literally ran out of time to recording this video, because Fafner really put me off anime because it was that fucking bad. So going back into Gaire Zero straight after it has really put me back in the mood to watch more and more of these and do more of these reviews. So we're good for that. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Let's go see what is next week. Where the fuck are you? We have got Hades Project Zeremiah. And we've got Hagani, but I'm not doing Hagana. I could do Hagana instead, because I have seen Hagana and Hagana next. Either way, oh fuck's sake, got so much to come through soon. Anyway, so Hades Project Zeorima is next, which is going to be happening next week, because I'm doing these on a weekly basis. So that's all I've got time for today. Oh wait, I didn't do the rating, which I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. It could have been a little bit better if, like, because what they could have done is, like, started the anime where it ended, or where it started with, because it was an episode of this, like, big fight thing, probably trying to get you introduced what's going off. But then they could have, like, done that, and then add, like, literally one more episode to see what happens in the future. That was like a summary, like an OVA kind of thing, or just doing an OVA and extra. So that's why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. We'll watch it again though. I think it's the highest we've had so far. Couldn't find no faults with it. You get your boobs, only one scene with boobs, but you get boobs, you get lesbian kissing, you get attachment, you get character development, you get character change. It is quite good. You get love, you get action, you get zombies. The fuck more do you want? Well, that's up to you. But next week, we've already known that. So I'm going to leave you now with Gaire Zero's outro. And as always, this is Rixxalight, signing out. Peace.